Hi peeps, we are back. We are talking The Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 14, episode 20, reunion part 3. Hey, before we get into the video, please do me the honors of subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell so you can always be notified when I post new content, hitting the thumbs up because that does wonders for my channel, and share. Thanks. Now listen. I don't care what anybody says. This entire reunion could have been wrapped up in one episode. In my opinion, this was the worst Real Housewife of Atlanta reunion I have ever seen. And it was quite boring. But we are going to try to make our way through this. We really are. We've got this, peeps. Honey, when the episode starts off, Andy had just hung up on Anthony. Okay, Andy said that Anthony is just causing trouble. He is clearly telling Drew one thing and telling Sheree the next thing, and they both need to pretty much cut Anthony off. Now, we all knew this. From the very first time we seen him on our TV, everybody knew that Anthony wasn't it, that he was just somebody out here fame-seeking and trying to get his 15 minutes of fame. Anthony is not it. And both of them would be wise to stop talking to Anthony altogether.
You wanted reimbursement for the birthday cake. That was $30. And I'm just asking for my money.
Well, guess what? Hold your breath. I'm grateful.
How is it that no one understood why Drew would be offended by Fatum talking about her husband and going as far as doing a background check?
Yeah, that was too far.
That was too far, but I
Sheree.
can't control people.
But you could have said that's not okay.
Said, Todd, why do you feel it's necessary for Kayla to struggle while Riley lives completely differently? It's kind of hypocritical when another child has a lavish lifestyle.
We're from the Bronx, and that's definitely shaped how I move and how I operate. And that struggle that she's going through, she's gonna appreciate.
Calling me a busted can of biscuits or whatever, but
I apologize. I didn't know your backstory. You don't look like a busted can of biscuits.
First, you carry around that I'm gay, which
Well,
you
I
know
get that
for
from
a
your
fact.
re-
Hold
your-
on.
your,
What you know for a fact is
assistant.
not true.
How would I
But
know
for
that
you
for
to
a fact, though?
carry
I don't
it
know that for a
around,
fact. I
I
don't
feel like
believe
this-
that you're gay, but I don't know that for a fact.
I've given you the utmost respect.
I give you respect
I
as
expect
well
you to
when I
give me
see
the
you.
same respect in return.
it's weird. Weirdo behavior.
Okay.
You're weird.
You should
In
be
her
focusing
face?
more on she by...
I do.
She not done still.
Drop
The
it,
ass, honey.
Will.
Drop it.
So we actually are going to go on a book tour as well.
Starts in Tampa.
Wait, what?
You know, they went back and forth again some more about the relationship between Fatum and Sheree and Drew. And I don't care what anybody says, okay? I don't think that Drew was aggressive with Fatum. They were at Kenya's daughter's birthday party, and Fatum is somebody that Drew did not know about. She had never met her. She had just seen this lady sitting at the table with her. And out of nowhere, here she is talking about rumors that her husband is gay. Then she finds out that she has ran a background check on her and her husband. I don't care what anybody says. If I was Drew, I would be absolutely pissed off. Who the hell are you to run a background check on me and my husband? I don't even know you. And as a matter of fact, I would actually try to find out if there was any way that I could seek some kind of legal action against her. 9 times out of 10, Drew probably can't file any kind of legal action against Fatum, but it would be worth looking into. Also, can I just say, you know, at some point they bring the husbands out, and I'm not here for the shit. I really am not. Ralph comes out with this planned, rehearsed, oh my gosh, let's try to repair my effed up reputation. King of the gaslighter. Oh my goodness, I was disrespectful to my wife. You know, I can't believe how I was putting myself out there for the world to see. Oh my goodness, it didn't show how much I love my wife. I should have given her more understanding. I should have been more patient. Yeah, buddy, what the hell? I'm not here for it. You're a liar. Okay, this is the second season, not the first season, the second season that we have seen you disrespect the hell out of this woman. I am not buying the BS. And I don't give a damn how many appointments they have had with Dr. Ken. First of all, I would suggest that they fire Dr. Ken and get Dr. Sherry, okay? Because this is too much. This is too much. Anyway, Ralph, of course, goes on this whole he's going to be a better husband tour. Boy, go to hell on. Okay, so then also they have the situation between him feeling disrespected by Sheree, because Sheree propelled the rumor that Ralph may be gay. And she says, I don't think that you're gay, but I don't know that for a fact. He tells her that he shows her respect and he expects to get respect back. Dude, you don't even respect your wife. No, okay? How the hell do you expect anybody else to respect you when they have seen you in person and on TV be highly disrespectful of your wife? Go somewhere. Anyway, also throughout this, Drew makes this comment that Ralph treats Josiah differently because Josiah is not his biological son. That is a hell to the no. That is absolutely not okay. If you can't treat my child the same way you treat the ones that belong to you, we cannot be together, period. Now I'm going to tell you something. I have a stepfather, which I really hate to refer to him as a stepfather because that man is my dad to my soul. Do you understand? I love him just as much as I love my bio dad. Both of my fathers have been amazing. Okay, these are real stand-up, God-fearing men who love with all of their heart. And not one time has my stepdad ever referred to me as his stepdaughter, and not one time has he ever treated me differently. Not once. I get the same amount of love, the same amount of respect, the same amount of time. I mean, my mother wouldn't put up with it. And my stepdad would never have that. He would never show difference. This is a whole bunch of crap for me. I'm sorry. As a mom, I would never bring my child into a relationship with a man who could not give the same love. And also, I would never want to marry a man who has a child and I can't love that child the same. I never want a child to feel that they are being treated differently. That's a no. That's a no for me. They did go back and forth a little bit, with Sheree owing Drew this money. Drew says that she still hasn't been paid by Sheree. And the truth is I believe it. I believe that she has not received not one thin dime from Sheree. And Sheree tells her to, hold her breath, wait on it. Drew, don't hold your breath, hon. You're not going to get that money. You and all the rest of the people that she allegedly still owes money to. We just seen on part 1 that Kenya had to break down to her the process of paying people. Even if you're not okay with the service, you still have to pay them. You can either take them to small claims court later or just don't use them again. But come on, Sheree. This is a bunch of BS. And you know what else I noticed throughout this whole reunion? Sheree seems to be completely forgetful. Girl, you are sitting in the first chair next to Andy, and you can't remember anything from this season. She doesn't remember half the disrespectful things that she said about Ralph. She doesn't remember any of the disrespectful things that she said about Kenya or Kandi. Bye, Sheree. Now, I did appreciate that Kenya did say that she didn't think that Ross was going to hurt her and that she does respect that he stood up for his wife. And I also respect that as well. I don't think that Ross would have come off as aggressive if he would have said, don't F with my wife while still being seated. I think when he got up and kind of stood up over the table, making the comment that don't F with my wife, it did seem a little aggressive. And I don't think that's the guy that he really is. I really do like Ross a lot more than I like Sanya. I've also heard that they have decided to bring back all of these ladies next season. But why is all I can say. I also have heard that Portia is coming back next season. And I am saying thank you to that, because I really missed her. This season could use a little Portia. Am I excited about seeing Simon? No. But Portia and her little baby? Absolutely. Anyway, Kandi is officially the longest running housewife. She is the true OG of the Real Housewives. Out of all the franchises, she has been the housewife on the longest. I'm just saying.
I was wrong and just talking like I talk. Candy does a damn lot for her community. I know that.
Sheree, do you think that you are a friend to Candy in the way you expect her to be a friend to you?
Not right now.
Said, Todd, what did you think about Marlo saying you were below Candy's tax bracket?
Everybody in this room is below Candy's tax bracket.
Like I said, I need to stay out of married people business.
Why did you feel the need to bring Todd into it?
I shouldn't have brought him in. I was dead ass wrong. Who did I pay to get in the circle? How much I paid?
Earlier thirsty years. We went to Africa. You was a little dehydrated at the time.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna argue with no man now, Todd.
No,
Don't do that.
You
asked him.
Oh, yeah,
You asked me, so I gotta tell you. So you paid to go on the trip. You paid for your flight. You paid everything. But
Did you know that?
it was a little
I never
thirst,
knew
but
that.
come on. Look at you
I
now.
never
You're
knew
good.
that.
I did. Did I pay for my room and stuff?
You
No,
paid, yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I didn't pay for my room and stuff.
Do you really think Candy is not worldwide?
No, she's worldwide. I mean, it's just when I was saying it at the time, I was saying, you're not in the circles I'm in. Me and Candy right now go to Paris or London or something. I'm going to be able to get in certain doors Candy will not be able to get into if they just see us. In the music industry right now, in the hip hop, it's going to be different doors are going to open for her than me. She's more hip hop. I'm just
or a fashion house. Like if you want.
They did ask Ross what he thought about Ralph pushing the remote on saying his vibrator, and he kind of just laughed it off. He said he didn't even realize it until he watched the show back, but he didn't really say how he felt about it. Personally, I felt disgusted by it, and I thought if Ralph was my husband, he would have definitely got the business. I would have lit him up. Now, granted, I would have lit him up in private because I don't believe in disrespecting your spouse in public. But yes, honey, listen, by the time we got off that Sprinter van, I would have pulled him to the side and yanked my microphone off and read him for filth. Boy, don't you do that. You heard that woman say multiple times to stop. You knew that that was you pushing that woman's vibration. Marlo, of course, was still on her apology tour. Okay, she apologized to Ralph for getting in their business. She was just a little triggered. Okay, then she apologized to Todd for attacking him at the dinner that they had, down in Jamaica. I mean, seriously, Todd graciously accepted her apology. I would not. But, Todd is nicer than me. Anyway, she says that she shouldn't have gotten into married people's business. How many times have you been told that, though? How many times have every last one of these wives mentioned, please stay out of our business. Please stay out of our business. And she don't care. No, ma'am. She don't give a damn. She said that sometimes she just talks and she doesn't think about it. I think that's every time. Andy asked Sheree about her saying that the streets are talking and that Todd is probably out here cheating. And Todd said, you know what? The streets are always talking. And then Sheree comes back as if she doesn't remember saying anything like that. However, she'd seen the clip, so she did say that. And she just said that because Marlo had mentioned it first. What? Is this the original Who Gon' Check Me, Boo? Girl, what happened to standing behind your comments? Girl, get on some damn where. I did appreciate that there was a question asking Todd, why is it okay for Kayla to struggle while Riley lives in the lap of luxury? And he's going to give us this stupid remark that, well, they're from the Bronx. And, she's going to appreciate this struggle later. Now, listen, I understand. I really do. I understand what he's saying. I understand what he's trying to convey. And I do agree with that. Later in life, she will appreciate that she worked hard, that she was out here hustling, that she was driven, and she made things happen. She made things shake. She's working in production. I get that. But at the same time, that is not fair. That is not fair. She is your daughter. You have other children. And you have Riley, and all of you guys are living in the lap of luxury while you are watching your daughter struggle. That's a bunch of bullshit in my opinion. Parents, get down in the comments and let me know what you think. I don't think it would be wrong for Todd to let her continue to have her job, let her work in production, let her start from the bottom and work her way to the top. But you could at least pay for the girl's apartment. I mean, Riley has everything paid for from the top to the bottom. And so does little Ace and Blaze. I mean, Ace and Blaze cannot get a job. I mean, they are real tiny. Anyway, speaking about Ace, Kandi posted a video of Ace speaking in Chinese. And this little boy is super smart. He is adorable. You know what? I just love the kids. I really do. As you guys probably know, every Housewife franchise has at least 2 or 3 kids that I am crazy about. Now, let me just tell you, over here at the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, that Brooks, that is a no-go for me. And I just found out today that Brooks has his own talk show. Why? What? Listen, I feel the same way about Brooks having a talk show as I feel about Ralph writing a book about children and being a step parent. We don't want it. We don't want it. And can I also say that even though I don't cover this show anymore, Married to Medicine, I don't want a book by Cecil and Simone. Cecil and Simone's marriage is a rocky mess. Okay, they are up and down like a damn roller coaster. I don't want a marriage book by Cecil and Simone. I'm just saying, oh gosh, I done got a headache. We do find out that Todd has updated the condo. Okay, Candy's play is debuting. They're having a whole red carpet moment. Samuel L. Jackson is starring in it. It's going to be this October the 15th, the same weekend for BravoCon. I'm telling you, listen, I'm going to go to BravoCon next year. Next year, I am there, okay? I need to be in the front, staring at Andy Cohen, hoping that he's going to ask the real good questions. Anyway, they asked Todd about Marlo's comments about Kandi always dating men under her tax bracket. And when Todd says that everybody on stage is under Kandi's tax bracket, I hollered. And in my mind, I was saying, except for Andy Cohen. But I got what he meant, and I felt that. And you could tell the ladies and the gentlemen, they laughed, but you could tell it kind of stung just a tiny bit, okay? So they also talked about Ralph starting this whole book project, and he sat up there and tried to lie and say that he told Drew about it, and she busted him out right there on stage, and she said, that is not true. You did not tell me about this book idea until you had already signed the deal. And my thing is this, if marriage is truly 50-50 and you both are supposed to be sharing your lives together, something like I'm out here shopping a book deal about step parenting your child, you would think that he'd go ahead and tell her that. You know what I mean? Don't wait till we get out into a public place to announce that you just signed a book deal, because even though we are here in this public place and I do not like public embarrassment, I will embarrass you down to the last knife and fork. You tell me something like this. I'm just saying, sometimes I get a little crazy. Well, a lot of times, but you know, I'm just saying. Normally I like to be, you know, a little classy in a nice public place. But if you pull some crap like that, we've got problems. We've got problems. Then they brought up the whole talking about Kenya attacked Ralph. I don't give a damn what anybody says. That was not an attack. Okay, Ralph was doing too much. And they were at dinner together. I think that Kenya was right to address Ralph because Drew needed some backup. And she told Ralph everything that Drew wanted to say, but she couldn't get it out. Now, do I think that it could have been handled differently? Absolutely. Do I appreciate that she did it? Absolutely. The next episode or later in the episode, Kenya did apologize to Ralph. Ralph would not have gotten an apology from me. And clearly Drew was not upset with it because we saw later in the episode or the next episode after that, Drew thanked Kenya. So, no ma'am. Ray did apologize for calling Drew a busted can of biscuits, even though I don't think she meant it. You know, her and Drew, they spent way too much time going back and forth during this whole thing, and who cares? Also, they did talk about the bitch, I'm worldwide. And Marlo did finally admit that Kandi is worldwide, which I have no idea why that was even a debate. However, Marlo makes this comment that in different circles, like in Paris or London, she could get in places that Kandi could not get in. And I understand the uproar, I really do. But I think what Marlo was trying to convey is she's the it girl in the fashion world, and Kandi is the it girl in acting and singing and everything else. I think that's what Marlo was trying to say. However, even though Kandi is not the girl that's always wearing all the labels, you know, she's not Marlo, she's not Dorit when it comes to fashion, I still do believe that those same doors would open for Kandi. And I don't think that Marlo wants to believe it or see it. This reunion was so boring. Todd did break it down. He broke it down that, you know, Marlo was a little thirsty, a little dehydrated, a little parched, so much so that way back in season 4, she paid for her own flight and accommodations when they flew to Africa just so she could be a part of the show. And when he started breaking down the facts, she said, "Oh, I'm not going to be arguing with a man." You know, no, ma'am. You asked him a question and he is responding and you don't appreciate it. Even Andy had to say, yes, apparently, you know, you did pay, you know, for your flights and stuff. And, you know, she was not okay with it. But you know what? When you think about the big picture, she may have paid a little bit on the front end, but it worked out for her on the back end because she got all those other seasons she was on the show, and they paid for all of her accommodations later, and she's holding a peach now. So it turned out okay for her. The boys did say that they were going to go on a book tour with Ralph, and Todd said it starts in Tampa. And I said, Lord, Todd, if you don't sit back and be quiet. Anyway, at the end of the episode, Sheree gave them a few She by Sheree, She by Shein, She by Amazon, She by we just put our logo on this shit, merchandise. And that was nice. You know, Andy appreciated his sweatshirt. Yeah, that was about it. So I'm sorry, you guys. I am just not here for it. I am very thankful that this season is done and over with. I'm not happy about all of them coming back. As far as I'm concerned, Sanya and Ross can go. Yeah, I don't know. At this point, I would rather have Phaedra and Nene back. Phaedra and Nene back. I don't know why they both had to mess up so bad. Anyway, you guys, get down in the comments and let me know what you think. And until next time, bye.